Mike, explain your evaluation process, from kids and how you go about it and week to week and game film and how you break down how kids are improving or maybe not improving on the track that you want them to.
Well, you look at them and you watch, first of all, you watch their practice habits and you evaluate tape after each practice and you see, what the young men, what the guys are doing, how they're responding, and the effort and energy they put into that. And then, going into the game, as you're evaluating the players, they're going against their best, and and we have to make sure that when you pick the plays, offense or defense or special teams, that you're picking plays that can hopefully put us in the best position to be successful. And then there comes a line, sometimes a fine line, when the player that you're going against, there may be some sort of physical mismatch or something like that. So then you have to take the plays that you're concerned about that could be successful on the one end, that the player that may have a challenge against him, you have to make sure that you provide an opportunity for that player to be successful, for the play to be successful. So, it's a process that you have to go through film study and everything. And then, a lot of times hopefully you get it right, but sometimes, their player is just better than your player in executing, what they have to do on both sides and even special teams. And as you start looking at that, then you look at who you have, the available talent that you have, and then you try to offset that with maybe providing an opportunity for getting the most talented player or minimizing the matchup that you have. So it's an ongoing process. It's kind of like a chess game, just back and forth. But eventually, I do know this, that when you have good players, no matter what scheme you have or what you do, it's it's about the players.
When there are mistakes, how frustrating is it for the head coach when you have planned and prepared, and when you see something happen? How frustrating? And how do you keep from putting a gun to your head at Saturday night?
Well, I know some people may think, well, what do you guys do all week when you're practicing and things like that? It's frustrating when you practice something all week and you emphasize the aspect of, hey, make sure you turn the ball into the pursuit so everyone can tackle a guy and the guy doesn't run 81 yards for a touchdown. Or when you get down in the red zone, these are the throws that you have to make. And by the way, if you get hurried, then throw the ball out of bounds, instead of trying to make a play and then something happens where you end up having a turnover. So it's frustrating, and it's frustrating to the players because no one wants to throw an interception, no one wants to miss a tackle. And the thing is to make sure that you continue to keep the players upbeat, because once you lose the players, then it's a downhill struggle, because you're talking mentally, you're talking physically, then it affects them in the classroom. All things just go down. So it's a job. It's a tough thing to do to keep them up, but I got to. I mean, there's no other choice. There's no other opportunity. There's no one else to go to. You just have to keep coaching your guys, and perhaps I'm a eternal optimist about things. I read something the other day. A pessimist is people that complain about the wind blowing, and optimists is hoping for the wind to change, and leadership is directing the sail. So so I'm on the back end of that. I'm hoping for the wind, and I got to adjust the sail. So there's 6 games left, Mac, and I'm not going to be negative with my guys. I got to be positive. Find the positive and things that are going on, like a Morgan Moses that's doing well. Understand that, you lose players, we've lost a lot, but you lose players that you count on and being able to help you win. But the next guy that has to step in, you have to be able to encourage him, because he may not be a starting ACC, this guy or that guy. Whoever you have to try to build him up in the mindset of that you can do this. And then, as I said in the past, then the way you address some of those issues is either by providing help scheme-wise, and also continue to recruit players that that can play in the scheme or in the system. And the ones that we're recruiting, most of them, almost a majority of them, have been very positive about, I can see myself playing. So that's a positive thing. We're going to keep doing that. We're going to keep trying to develop the guys that we have. That's how you do it. So no one's throwing their hands up in the air. We're not wringing our hands. we just got to keep our head straight ahead, and not worried about things that may be obvious to some people, because we have what we have, and we're just going to keep moving forward with it.
Mike, with the magnification of the quarterback position, then, especially a senior, when do you have to sit down and when do you have to make a decision? Well, God, I'm going to have to pull him, and I know that's what fans are writing, that's what fans are saying. But when do you, the head coach, have to make that decision?
Well, I mean, you make it when you see that there is no opportunity for progress, there is no opportunity for success, because even as much as what may be happening with your experienced quarterback, the learning curve of getting better is with those younger quarterbacks that you put in the game. So it can be frustration on either side. The continuation of a young man that's struggling maybe, or the continued development of the young men that you put in the game that are young, and knowing that you're going to have to live with, they called the wrong formation, or he didn't read the coverage the correct way, and so he made a poor choice. So there's a balance, and as I said right now, there's 6 games left, and the guy that gives us the best opportunity right now to win games is Mark. Now, during the course of a game, if Mark were to continue making ill-advised throws or trying to do something outside of the realm of what the offense calls for, then you have to make a decision of, all right, well, we're going to put the young guy in there, and then you got to live with making ill-advised throws or doing those things that can cause you some issues. So there is a balance. There's a fine line, because you want what's best for the team. You want what's best for the players, but ultimately you got to do what's best for the team. So when that time comes, Mac, it's one of those things, you'll know it when you see it. Mm-hmm. My chips are on Mark Verica right now, because I know the young man wants to do well. The teammates believe in him. Our morale here is high. It's a little different. I get it's different than the way it was previously, where guys are hanging their heads and no, I don't want any of that. Listen, we got to go out and play. Guys have been lifting hard, been doing the things that are necessary to give us ourselves a chance. And practice has been really focused, this week. And with 6 games left, Mac, there's a lot of opportunities to do a lot of things here. So we're just, like I said, we're going to keep moving forward, and then we'll see what happens as we go into this game and the games after.
And finally, and we'll leave with this thought too, on the optimistic side and the half-full side, you are seeing like Moses and the Paynes of the world really having good years.
Yeah, that's been a positive thing, and it's interesting that you say, is a glass half empty, half full. I like to always respond with what the glass needs. It needs pouring into. It needs somebody to fill it, and so that's the deal. Whether a guy doesn't have potential or the guy's not reaching his potential, they need someone to pour into it. So we got to coach him. We got to bring them along. We got to be role models, mentors. We got to stay on them in the classroom. We got to keep harping on the little things, and hopefully they get the message that everything they do is important. That everything, what they say, how they react, is important, because there's a little bit of adversity right now. I mean, 2-4 is what it is, but I think the mindset is different than what it was last year. And that, coach, man, we got a chance. We have opportunities to win games. We're with you. We're lifting hard. We're training hard, and I think that's what we got right now, and we're going to try to capitalize on that. And this is the second half of the season, so let's see what happens the second half of the season.